What is that? Hey friends! So today I thought it would be a good day to do something that people have been asking me to do for a long time now, and that is kind of a guide to minimalism or organization, like purging type stuff. I've been thinking a lot about it and how to like make a video of it that isn't just like me talking or me just like going through my stuff. So I'm still not sure how this is going to translate, but basically today I'm going to be focusing on clothes for the reason that I have been staring at these clothes, trying not to go through them for like a month now, because usually I go through my clothes and everything I own like once a month-ish and get rid of stuff that I no longer want or I'm no longer interested in or don't use anymore. So it's been really hard resisting doing that because I knew that I wanted to film a video about it. But again, I'm not sure how exactly it's going to translate, but I'm just going to explain my process and then I'll show you what it looks like. So again, this is just going to be about clothes specifically. I didn't want to go through my entire house like I normally would, because it takes a long time, and usually I'll do it on a day off and I'll just kind of go through things as needed, and that might look a little jumbled and weird. So I thought clothes would be a good start because I have a lot of them and you can easily see them. So the first thing that I'll do is kind of make sure that all of my clothes are clean and put away where they go. Obviously, if you have clothes that are dirty in the laundry, they're going to get excluded from this process. So make sure that all your clothes are clean and put away and where you would be able to find them. Next, what I'm going to do is really just kind of jump into it, and I'm just going to start going through everything, and I'm going to ask myself a few questions with each item. So pretty much I'll look at each item and kind of ask myself, one, have I worn this in the last year? And the reason that I chose year as the time frame is because a lot of clothes, or yeah, pretty much all clothes, are seasonal. You know, I have a lot of sweaters and jackets, and then I have a lot of dresses and shorts. So if I were to give myself a timeline, if I were to give myself 6 months, let's say, or 3 months, you know, that's not really fair to some of my clothes because they're seasonal. So if it's winter, maybe I haven't worn that dress in 6 months because it's been winter and it's been cold and it hasn't been summer. So I give myself a full year because I want to make sure that I actually have a chance to wear it for that season. And I'll obviously kind of know in the back of my head how much I've really worn it, and I just need to be honest with myself. And basically, if I haven't worn it in the last year, I'll ask myself another question, which is, does it make me happy to own it, basically? Because even if I haven't worn it, my lashes are stuck together, in the last year, if it still brings me happiness to know that I have it, like maybe it's a special occasion dress and I just haven't had many special occasions to attend, then, you know, it wouldn't really be fair to get rid of it just because I haven't like had any weddings to go to, for instance. So if I haven't worn it in the last year and it doesn't make me happy to own, then it's gonna be pretty much either a no or a maybe. So I'll pretty much give every single piece of clothing a keep, a maybe, or a giveaway / sell. So it's pretty obvious if I've worn it in the last year or if it just makes me happy to have, I'm gonna keep it. If it's kind of one or the other and I'm on the fence about it, I will put it into the maybe box, and I'll talk about the maybe box in a minute. But if I haven't worn it and it just truly doesn't make me happy to have, and I don't see myself wearing it for a special occasion or anything, then I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the sell box. So I'll go through every piece of clothing, all of my jackets, all of my sweaters, all of my shirts, my shorts, my shoes, you know, my underwear, everything, just because personally, like, this is my high. Like, this is fun for me. This feels so cleansing. I mean, in the minimalism world, this is called purging, which, I mean, makes me think of throwing up. But realistically, it's just getting rid of unnecessary waste, pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and start to go through everything, and once I'm done, I'll talk a little bit more about the piles that I've made and kind of where I go from there. So let's get started. So from just my hanging items alone, I took out 28 pieces of clothing. 28. And that's just like sweaters and dresses and jackets. So next I'm going to move on to some shirts and shorts, and we'll see how many I get rid of from there. Alright, so I've gone through pretty much everything except for my winter coats because it's just becoming winter. I mean, you wouldn't know it if you looked outside, but winter, hey! Winter is coming. Winter is coming. So I don't really want to get rid of those just yet. I will kind of wait until after winter and go through and see which ones I grabbed for and which ones I didn't, which ones were helpful and whatnot. And so for now, I've just gone through all of my hanging clothes, my shoes, my shirts, my shorts, everything. And so I'm going to show you the two piles that I made and what I'm going to do with them. So this is my maybe box, and this is my no. All of this huge pile, and there's a box under there full of stuff. So this is all no. So let me talk about the maybe box first. So pretty much the idea behind this box is if I'm kind of on the fence about something, if I'm like, I like these, I haven't really worn them, but I don't really know yet, what I do is I'll just put them in this box, and if after like a month or so, or whenever the next time I do one of these purge organization processes, I will see if I've reached for them yet. So if at the end of that time, however long that is, usually it's about a month, if I haven't reached for them, then I move them to the no pile. So I do have a few things in here that I'm just not sure I'm gonna wear, but it does happen where I will put them in here, go about my business, and then be like, hey, where are those like gray tweed looking pants? I want to wear those, and I'll remember that they're in here and I'll reach for them, and then I'll move them back to my regular dresser. So that's kind of the idea behind this box, is to give yourself a chance to kind of like miss an item or see if you actually reach for it, or if you just don't and you're ready to get rid of it, but you need a little reassurance. And then the no pile is kind of dual-sided, because some of these items, you know that I'm not going to wear and I want to get rid of, but they're not just going straight into a donation bin. Why don't you focus on my perfectly polished finger? I just did my nails. They look so good. So what was I saying? Oh, the no pile is pretty much going to be stuff that I might be able to sell. So like shoes, for instance, are kind of hard to sell because they're shoes. But if they're like in really good shape, then I might sell them. Some of this stuff, like this, I got in a package and I just know I'm never gonna wear it, but it's brand new and I can easily sell that on my Depop. So the next step for this pile is to go through pretty much all of it again and see which stuff I can sell and which stuff I just want to donate. So yeah, that's pretty much my pile breakdown. Yeah, if there's anything in here you see that you like, you might see it on my Depop coming up here pretty soon. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. The only last note I want to make is on the no or maybe pile, is that an option that sometimes I'll do is if I have something like a shirt or a dress that I just don't wear as is, I'll consider like cutting it or changing it, like cropping it. For the love of God, I can't just have a minute of silence so I can film this outro. Anyways, I'll consider cropping it or just changing it and altering it in some way that might make me reinterested in it. So as I'm going through those things of whether I want to donate, sell, or DIY them. Pretty much that's everything. I'm gonna go through the no's and take pictures of stuff for Depop and sell those. The maybes are gonna sit in that box kind of in my dresser and for the time being until I get back to them, and then I'll go through them again. But yeah, I just put everything back neatly and got a chance to refold everything and organize it again, and it just feels so good to get rid of all this unnecessary stuff that I don't need that's kind of cluttering up my life. So I love a good declutter. If you want to see more, make this like more of a series where I go through like all my makeup or, you know, just things around the house, I can definitely do that. I feel like clothes is probably the thing I do the most decluttering with, just because I have the most of them. But I definitely can do just like a full sweep of like all my makeup and hair and reorganize everything and put it all back together neatly. I really like those videos. I find them really calming, but that's just because, again, this is my drug. This is what I do for fun. This is what calms me. So if it's not your thing, I get it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye. It's warm in here. My hair is getting frizzy. You can probably tell at the beginning of this video my hair was nice and straight, and now it's like curling and frizzing out because of how hot